Welcome back everyone to the channel, and in this one we have a recap of the Champions War League CWL after a little bit of a break because Supercell Clan War League came out and a lot of the clans were participating in that for the first time. So it is finally back. We are happy to be warring with the full clan, but we did a 45v45 against JOF this week in the Champions War League CWL. And oh my goodness, was it close. 132 to 132. Oh my lord. I have a bunch of replays here to show you, so don't go anywhere. All right, so as you can see, the score was 132 to 132. And if I go ahead and click on war results, you can see JOF did get the victory, 98.87 to our 97.82. So I want to congratulate everyone over at JOF. It was a lot of fun warring with you guys. We did not get those final triples on the Town Hall 12 to end the war, but it was still fun nonetheless. So let's go ahead and jump into these replays here. And the first one that I'm going to do is going to be this fresh hit that Johnny Clash came in, and he came in with the Sui Lalo. So let's go ahead and see what he wants to do on this base and see the value that he wants to get. So what do you look for when you do the air attacks, right? So you look for where the sweepers are. One's down here and the other's down here. Okay, so he's telling you you can essentially air attack from the top side. So let's go ahead and play this and see what he decides to do. You're going to see the blimp come down and act as a kind of a tool to use and create a pathing in the base. So you see the blimp coming here, and so the blimp is actually going to take out this section. The purpose of this blimp here is, one, to pull the CC, and two, to remove this section here. He also has some back-end trailing balloons so that these balloons don't go this way and then reroute. So the purpose of these back trailing balloons, so as you can see, the blimp went down first and then these balloons came in from the side. So now that mortar's down, then these balloons would have gone here, but since that's down, now they're going to reroute and go this way. So you can see what happens is these balloons that were on the mortar did not go up, but they actually went to this air defense. So they ended up clearing this whole section right here and taking it down and pulling the CC. So now it's the job with the heroes to kill the CC. So it is highly recommended if you're going to use your heroes now, you got to pull the CC. Remember, if there was a lava loon in the CC, it would not have activated, would not have come out. So no problem. Drops the king and drops the poison since the witch is close enough. Drops the wizard to help with taking it down very quickly. And now the hero's job is to remove anything that's over here. Remember, this was a fresh hit, so he didn't know if there's Teslas over here. He had no idea. So it was a fresh hit. Beautiful job done by Johnny. And he finds one Tesla right here. The king's going to continue to move through. Remember, this king only is level 37, so he is not a max king. And so he's pushing his way through. And then the queen's going to be able to actually step up and grab that archer tower and then step up and grab this cannon right here. And she's actually going to do some damage to the enemy queen, but not going to take her down. And so if you're not going to kill the queen, you're going to need a skelly spell. So now what is he going to do? Where are the air defenses? Right here and right here. So what he's going to do is if we break this base up just like this, I know a lot of you have asked for kind of breaking it up just like this. What did he remove? He removed this section here and he removed this section here. Now what is remaining of the base? Kind of just like this right here is remaining of the base. And there's the little Tesla on the edge. So now what he's going to do is he's going to come around the base counterclockwise and attack the base in a pattern like that. So he's just going to move like this through the base and air attack it, right? So you see these balloons direct target this single target, and he drops the balloons first because if he dropped the lava hound, it would have flown way too fast and out of range of these balloons, and he wants these balloons to be protected as long as possible. So as you see, this lava hound, as the balloons got closer, the hound then was targeting or protecting those balloons for longer. So now what is he doing? He's then pushing his way through here. The queen is down because he dropped a skelly spell on her, and now it's just a matter of overwhelming it, right? So he's got a heal spell for these back in wizard towers because that's the most critical spot to put it, and he still has that hound that is up. Look at that. And now he's going to have to fight the sweeper, but he's just going to be moving around the base like this. He's got these balloons in a haste spell, so he doesn't have to worry all too much of the sweeper, but it is pushing back a little bit, but its range is right here, so it shouldn't push back anymore. And then it's just a matter of these balloons are going to go here and then finish on that expo right there. As you can see, he does have the minions down for cleanup. This lava is going to end up staying up here, and as you can see, he removed this section, and then once that's down, He just went around the base just like that. And the whole purpose of sending it, one is to remove defenses to create a path, because you want to know from air defense to air defense to air defense wherever they are. But in this case, as the air defenses were here, he can then predict where the llamas are going to go, and then the loons will just follow right behind. He had some trailing and moving his way through like that, and he was able to get this triple on the first try. So very nice attack by Johnny Clash against their number 31. All right, so for the next hit, this is going to be on number 44. We're actually going to drop down a bit because I want to show you an Electron that we did, and then I want to show you an overpowering Electron that J-Off did against us, which there's no way I can ignore it. You're going to see it. Oh my goodness, it's crazy. But let's go and see what Nickelodeon does here. So this is an Electron hit, right? So he's going to a 10v10. And it's not a fully maxed 10, so a lot of you guys probably see 10s that are just like this. And what is he looking for, right? Remember, you want to send the Electro Dragon into getting the enemy queen. Well, in this instance, the queen's on the complete opposite side. So how is he going to remove the enemy queen when it's on the complete opposite side? There's no way, right? He can't fly through all of that. There's no way. So what he's going to do, right? So the queen's over here, but it's a very unique style that he comes at the space. So he drops these balloons, one to test for a seeking air mine, and then two also to remove this mortar and to remove some back end trailing defenses here. So you're going to see him clone these balloons and take out these air defenses. He literally went straight into air defenses, but the whole purpose was not to kill the queen. He was like, oh, maybe if I get the queen, that would be okay, but he wasn't going to get her, right? So what did he do? This baby dragon and this Electro Dragon is creating a nice funnel here. And then what is he going to do? A beautiful job at recognizing what he can do. This king and queen are going to walk all the way around the base. And this queen you can reach the queen from the edge, right? So if these heroes walk all the way here, and then your queen steps up and removes the enemy queen, that works as well, right? So he creates a nice path, and literally he just removes all of this with his heroes and the Electro Dragon. There's literally half the base remaining. Literally just a strip. And then you see where the sweeper is. It's like this. It's just telling you that you want to lalo this way through the base. As you can see, the king and the queen are going to lead the charge. This Electro Dragon gets that one shot off her, but he's not going to end up killing her. But then the queen's going to step up. The king is going to move around, and the enemy queen is going to go down. And now it's just a straight up just lalo right down one of the sides. Just literally 52% of this base is already down. Look at this hit. Nickelodeon, beautiful job at recognizing that the queen can get picked off by walking your heroes up and around the base and not necessarily having to use the Electro Dragon with the clones to kill the enemy queen, right? So he ends up pulling the CC if there were like a CC in it. And look at all these balloons that are left over. Such an overpowering attack for a 10v10. Man, guys, you go ahead and look at this. I also have another Electro attack strategy on my channel. So, I mean, this is definitely a viable strat to do at all tunnel levels, 10, 11, and 12. So give it a shot. You definitely can't do it at tunnel 9 because you can't hold a siege machine to send it into the base. But look at this. Look at what Nickelodeon does here. It's just a matter of cleanup now. And he gets that fresh 10v10. And so let me go into the one that I wanted to show you here. That was what J-Off did. And this was on Corey, right? So Corey is a fellow WHF YouTuber. So his link is down below in the description. But let's go ahead and see what they did on his base. Corey, I'm sorry. Everybody was just, when we saw this, it was just insane. Just look at what he does on this attack, right? I'm going to pause it. What does he have? He has 12 baby dragons. 12 baby dragons. But wait a second. At the very end of this raid, look at how many baby dragons he has left over. So he sends some balloons into one to see for some seeking air mines. But then look at the clone spell deployment. There's clone spell here, and there's a clone spell here. They're literally not on top of one another. They're basically overlapping. Remember, I've said this before. Try to overlap them, because if you overlap the clones, then they can clone on the opposite sides instead of just cloning up in one spot. Drops the freeze as well. Perfect timing, and look at the value of that. Wow. Took out 4 air defenses. The Electro Dragon is still up. Wow. Just look at this. This is crazy. There's going to be so much swag troops on this hit. It's just unreal. He sends literally the blimp with the Electro Dragon into the space. The queen gets annihilated. The 4 air defense get annihilated. This whole section gets annihilated. And literally, it's just this part of the base remaining. And what does he do? He sends the golem with some bowlers pushing directly into the space. The E-Drag is still up. Find some corner Teslas. And it's just a matter of these max heroes with these bowlers pushing in. And both of these are multi-target Inferno, so he doesn't have to worry about locking onto his heroes here. Or the Electro Dragon. And it's just a matter of just kind of cleaning it up, right? So the king still hasn't even popped his ability. Now he pops it. The queen still has her ability. The E-Drag is still doing some work. And he takes out the Wizard Tower and the Archer Tower. And look at this. He has 8 balloons and 9 baby dragons still. 8 balloons. Wow, Corey. I'm so sorry. When we saw this hit on your base, we were so surprised. We were just like, wow, rip Corey's base. This is something I just could not basically not show. This was such an amazing attack. Look at all that swag. 8 balloons, and he's pretty much swagged like 8 baby dragons, and he had that haste. All right, so for the next one, this is going to be on number 11, and this was actually an 11v11, right? So this is Lexagram coming in on Nico 1893. So let's see what Lexagram comes in with. So this one I want to point out to you, let's go ahead and start playing it, is look at the time remaining when he drops these hogs. I wouldn't suggest waiting this long, but I just wanted to point to you that it's possible. You can do it. So what does he do? So he uses the queen on this left side over here, and he uses the Valkyrie to create a little bit of a funnel, right? He then drops the wizard to create an extra bit of a funnel so that when the queen steps up, she's going to take out this, and then it's going to cause her to walk down the base just like this. So he's going to go ahead and drop that raid spell. I'm going to go ahead and ×2 here so you can see, because all you're just watching is her just kind of going through the space. And then you're going to see the baby dragon remove a little bit more so the queen can then route directly into the space just like that. So let me get her through the town hall here. And so she takes the town hall down, takes out that Tesla, and takes out the Archer Tower. And look how much time is remaining. Normally about 1 minute 45 you want the hogs moving through the base. But it's just already past 1 minute 30. Now he's just gonna work his way onto the hog, taking the Lava Hound down. And now it's 1 minute 10. The king is down to kill the enemy king. And now look at that. Pretty much 1 minute 7, minute 8 is remaining of this base. And now the hogs are deployed. I mean, I wouldn't cut it this close, but it's just to show you that if you do have a little amount of time, about a minute, just over 1 minute left, it is possible. But you have to have the whole base covered. So he has the miner moving in. He has the wizard moving in. The wizard moving in. The bar over here from the king ability, which is going to help damage it a little bit. But then these hogs are all moving in unison together. You're going to see him pop that wall wrecker so that the maxed hogs come out of it. And then you're going to see the warden pop his ability. And the queen is then removing here. So it's definitely possible to get the triple with only 1 minute and like 10 seconds remaining on a hog attack when they first get deployed. But literally the whole base has to be getting hit at the same time. So the queen is working down here. You have wizards working here. You have the miner working here. Every single part of this base has to be pretty much being addressed if you're going to want to do it. But I recommend pretty much at the latest to start these is like 1 minute 45. But he just showed you that you can do it at about 1 minute and 8 seconds, 1 minute, 9 minutes. It's just crazy. Wow. Lexagram coming in and getting that 11v11 triple. GG. All right, so for the next one we got is going to be Octagram coming in on their number 6, and he's going to be doing a Suilalo, right? So he's coming in, and he's dropping his heroes down south at 6 o'clock. There is a Troll Tesla down there, so he takes care of that, no problem. And then the king is going to hit his ability, and he's going to run this way, right? So let's go ahead and see exactly what he's going to get down, right? So the king is going to hit his ability, and he's going to remove this, which is then going to cause the queen to walk in this way. But then you're going to ask yourself, why is he hitting from here? Well, let's go ahead and see where the air sweepers. Sweepers right here. Sweepers right here. All right. So he feels that if he can remove this stuff down here, and then there is, where's it? ADs here, ADs here, ADs here. And then he's thinking, well, maybe if I remove that, then I can attack the base like this and just come at a kind of counterclockwise formation around the base. So the king is solely responsible through his ability, removing this so the queen can step up and remove that air defense through her ability, right? And so then you're going to look at this and you'll be like, wait a second, there's no poison spell. Well, the reason why there's no poison spell is because this was not a fresh hit. So he knew that there was a Lava Hound balloon in the CC, so he doesn't need to take that extra poison, right? So just completely ignore it. Stay away from it. So if you guys have that scout, if you have that previous attack on it and there's a Lava Loon, you don't need a poison always. So around the base they go. This blimp ends up popping up here. It could have probably popped in this area, but look, as he's moving through the base just like this, he has some topside balloons going like this. The queen gets taken care of by the Skelly spell and some of the pups, and just moving through the base just like that. Heal spell into the final portion. Hasting over there. Wow. Beautiful hit by Octagram coming in and overwhelming this base with the Lalo. And hey, if you see the enemy has a Lava Loon in the CC, try to see what you can do. If you can just totally ignore it, I mean, that would be a great strategy, just like what Octagram does. He pretty much ignores the CC and just flies around it. It's pretty much like there was nothing in it. All right, so for the final attack, this is going to be Weisman coming in on the 12v12. So what does he do? He came in at the very end, just like a lot of us 12s did. So it was in the final crunch time, which is crazy. We were trying to get the plans done, but he ended up getting the triple in the final moments. So GG to Weisman getting it done. And what did he decide to do? Well, I was actually learning a thing about this one, and plus my attack that I did. Well, you can send the Wall Wrecker straight in to be responsible for removing that Town Hall. Now that there's 3 Inferno Towers, you're going to have to somehow address the Town Hall. Somehow, if you don't address it, you're going to have to... It's difficult, right? It can be very difficult. We're going to see max Inferno Towers real soon in these bases. So you can see that the Wall Wrecker with the Valkyries removed not only the Town Hall, not only the defenses around it, but also pulled the CC, which was key, right? So then the Queen was able to then step up, remove that dragon, and then remove that air defense. So this was the whole responsibility of that kill squad. And then what's remaining of this base? Let's go ahead and see. We do have a sweeper. So he's going to fight into the sweeper. There is a multi-target right next to the Queen. So if you look at this base, look at this. There's a multi, there's a bomb tower, there's a wizard tower, all in the Queen's radius. If you were to drop a Skelly spell right here, bye-bye Skellies, no chance. But Weisman is going to show you that it can be done with a multi, and with all that splash damage right next to the Queen, you can still kill her with the Skelly spell, but you have to time it perfectly. You need that warden there, right? So he's going to drop the haste spell on the outside of the space, and take note, the Queen is still up. She's going to actually help come through at the very end and help take this base down for the triple. And so let's see what happens. This warden is at the top side, so he pops the warden ability, and he's going to wait. He's not going to drop the Skellies until the Queen goes down. What? The Queen went down from the balloons. He might have got a little lucky there, but he ends up getting it. Wow, I was a little surprised. I thought the Skellies ended up killing her, but nonetheless, sometimes you get a little lucky that the Queen gets killed by a drop of the balloon. She just stands too close to a defense, and the balloon splash damage. I was like, wait a second. The warden ability was popped a little earlier, but he still gets the Queen down. Well, GG, Weisman getting it done. The Queen is going to step up and remove that archer tower, and then she's just going to continue through this base and grab that mortar, and then grab the wizard tower just like that. He ends up getting the triple. So it was close in the end, but he ends up getting it. As you can see, the biggest thing to look on that raid was the Wall Wrecker can literally be used by itself to get the Town Hall down, which can be very useful in these 12v12 raids. So that's going to wrap up this war recap. As you can see, JF did get the victory against us, 132 with percentage, 98.87 to 97.82. So if you guys enjoyed this recap, make sure you guys go ahead and hit that like button. go ahead and subscribe down below. And if you want to leave a comment or two, you're more than welcome to. And I'll go ahead and get to them as best I can. Until next time, you guys all have a wonderful day. And I'll see you then. Carbonfin signing out. Peace.